Average people wake up every day asking how they feel. Winners wake up asking what must be done. That difference decides everything. Average people wait for motivation, they wait for energy, they wait for confidence, they wait for the right mood, the right timing, the right conditions. Winners do not wait, they move first. They act before they feel ready. They execute before they feel confident. Because winners understand one brutal truth: motivation is unreliable, but discipline is permanent. Motivation comes and goes. It shows up when life is easy. It disappears when pressure arrives. It vanishes the moment work becomes boring, repetitive, or uncomfortable. Discipline does not disappear. Discipline does not negotiate. Discipline does not care about feelings. Discipline shows up when motivation is gone. Average people chase motivation like it's the solution. They watch videos, they listen to speeches, they scroll quotes, they hype themselves up and feel powerful for a moment. Then reality hits, work feels heavy, progress feels slow, results don't show up fast enough, and they quit. Not because they are incapable, not because they lack talent, but because they never built discipline. Winners don't rely on emotional highs. They rely on systems. They rely on standards. They rely on routines they follow even on their worst days. That is why they win consistently while others stay average. Average people say, "I'll start when I feel motivated." Winners say, "I'll start because it's scheduled." Average people need excitement to act. Winners act even when everything feels dull. That is the difference between amateurs and professionals. Professionals do not wait to feel like it. They work because it is their responsibility. They work because it is their standard. They work because that is who they decided to be. Discipline is an identity, not an emotion. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your discipline. Read that again. Your life today is not a result of how motivated you were. It is a result of how disciplined you were willing to be. Look at your habits, not your goals. Habits reveal the truth. You say you want success, but do your habits reflect that? You say you want freedom, but do your daily actions support that? You say you want change, but do you show up consistently or only when it feels good? Average people lie to themselves. They call inconsistency burnout. They call laziness self-care. They call quitting protecting their peace. Winners call it what it is: excuses. Discipline removes the option to quit. When you decide your standards in advance, there is no debate. When you set non-negotiables, there is no discussion. When discipline is in place, emotions lose their power. You stop asking how you feel. You start asking what is required. That shift changes everything. Winners build discipline by doing the boring work daily. They wake up on time even when tired. They work when nobody is watching. They repeat the same actions long after the excitement fades. That repetition builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds results, not the other way around. Average people wait to feel confident before acting. Winners act until confidence is forced to follow. Discipline creates self-trust. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build credibility with yourself. Every time you skip, you damage it. Self-trust is power, and discipline is how it is earned. There is no shortcut to that. You don't need more information. You already know what to do. You just don't do it consistently. That is not a motivation problem. That is a discipline problem. Average people talk about potential. Winners talk about execution. Execution is uncomfortable. That is why most people avoid it. It exposes weaknesses. It demands effort. It requires accountability. Discipline forces execution even when it hurts. If you want easy, stay average. If you want strong, build discipline. Discipline is not glamorous. It is repetitive. It is lonely. It is quiet. That is exactly why it works. The world is full of motivated people who never finished anything. The world rewards disciplined people who finish what they start. Winners finish. They finish days. They finish weeks. They finish years strong. Average people start over again and again. Same goals, same promises, same excuses. Discipline eliminates restarting. When discipline is strong, you don't need hype. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need external pressure. You become self-directed. That is real power. Winners build discipline by deciding once. They don't decide every day. They decide once, then follow through daily. They don't ask, should I work today? They already decided. They don't ask, should I quit? That option was removed. Average people leave doors open. Winners close doors behind them. That commitment creates force. Discipline is choosing long-term respect over short-term comfort. It is choosing growth over ease. It is choosing standards over feelings. And standards decide your future. Raise your standards and your life rises with them. Lower your standards and excuses take control. Average people protect comfort. Winners protect standards. Winners don't avoid pain. They use it. They understand that discomfort is not a signal to stop. It is a signal to grow. Discipline trains you to move forward under pressure. That skill alone separates winners from the rest. There is no secret. There is no hack. There is no shortcut. There is only discipline repeated daily. Stop chasing motivation. Stop waiting for energy. Stop negotiating with yourself. Decide who you are. Set your standards. Build your systems. Execute daily. Discipline is not something you try. It is something you choose. And once chosen, it must be protected. Every day you follow through, you get stronger. Every day you break discipline, it gets weaker. Choose carefully. Average people keep searching for the next motivational hit. Winners build discipline so strong they don't need one. That is why winners win quietly, and average people stay loud but stuck. You decide which side you are on, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, build discipline and let the results speak.